How do we stop creating out of fear and start creating out of love? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California. Welcome back. Guys, welcome back. I wanted to follow up on our lesson earlier. We talked about the emotional guidance scale. We talked about the spiral of spiraling up to higher elevated emotions or spiraling down to more negative emotion, eventually leading to fear, right? When you spiral up, it eventually leads to unconditional love. When you spiral down, it leads to fear. You bottom out, right, to the lowest level emotions. Well, we're so used to creating out of fear, out of doubt, out of worry. This has become comfortable for us. And so our creations reflect that. This is why many times it's all going well. We're really, our thoughts are lining up with our creations, and then a fearful thought comes or a doubt comes. We start questioning ourselves, and this is what gets us on the track of creating out of fear. There's really remember we talked about, it's free choice. We have free choice. We get to choose. God gave us that gift of choice, of free will. God gave us the creative, that God seed, that creative ability to choose what we want to create in life. This is our God-given gift. This is the magic that lives within us, right? It is magic, and it's a power that we can harness. And really, there's two choices. It really gets down to, out of all those emotions that we talked about on the guidance scale, right? From anger to passion, from envy to joy, all of those emotions that we lined up, it really gets down to either love or fear, right? Love is the primal emotion. Love is who we are. Love, I've often talked about this, right? Love has no opposite, but we do live in a dual universe. We live in duality. So out of love comes fear, but it is all based in love, right? Very often you attract what you fear. Why? Why do we attract what we fear? Why do we attract our worst expectations? Why do those come true? Because that's when we line up, our mind, body, and soul gets lined up with that. We put so much thoughts into our thoughts and feelings and emotions all go into that fear, and that's what we attract. You attract what you're thinking, feeling, and believing. And if you believe that, that's what you will attract. And when our mind, body, and soul gets behind that, that's why you create those your worst case expectations in love. So how do we do it? What can we do to attract the things we want? We have to start attracting out of love. There's two choices, attracting out of fear or out of love. How do we know? How do we know what we're choosing is that we're choosing out of love, out of feel, or out of fear? How we feel. If it feels good, guys, you're choosing out of love. If it doesn't, you're choosing out of fear. It's that emotional guidance system, right? All the spiritual teachers talk about this, right? That's how you can tell whether you're making a choice that's going to be what you want or what you don't want. Remember what we talked about want. We'll talk about that more again, but you can't get there from a needy or a lackful or a fearful state. Need, lack, limitation all comes out of fear. So I'm just going to talk about fear today, but we'll get back to need, lack, and some specifics. But those are all fearful states. Loving states is unlimitedness. It's abundance. It's knowing that the universe is unlimited. That love is unlimited. That you can have anything you can be, do, or have anything you want. But if you choose out of fear, that's what you're going to attract. That's what you're going to get. If you choose out of fear, you get your worst expectations. For sure they come. But if you choose out of love, for sure you get your best expectations. You get the things that you want in life. Right? Guys, I just want to make a point. Worst case expectations go to fear. You get fearful things. Unbridled passion, you get love. Unbridled passion is love. Worst case expectations is fear. What do you want? If it's unbridled passion, if you're passionate about it, you can only attract those things that you're passionate about, right? Think about fear as the wrong passion, right? We get caught up in that doubt, in that fear. Think like a master. Think like God. We talked about this in one of our lessons. So all of our creations are either rooted in love or they're rooted in fear. If you want to shrink all those other emotions down, they either fall on the fear side or the love side. Fear creates things you don't want. So, guys, and that's why many times we get things we don't want, right? When we make a choice, we're creating things, we're choosing fear. Not necessarily consciously. We talked about unconscious versus conscious creation, but it's our predominant thoughts and our predominant beliefs that create the feelings that create either things we want or we don't want, right? Lack, limitation, that wanting is fear, and that creates the things we don't want. Those are the thoughts and those are the beliefs that we have. If we believe in lack, if we believe in scarcity, if we believe life is hard, if we believe suffering is what you have to do, if we believe people are generally, if we expect the worst case expectations of people, the life you get is the life you expect, the life you perceive. It's the life that you think you're going to get. It's all thoughts and beliefs. It's what you believe. If you believe the worst of people, that's what people are going to show you. If you believe the worst in the world, that's what the world's going to show you. If you believe in love, that's what the world will show you. They'll show you love. Really, guys, when we're rooted in love, you create the things you want. How do we know? How do we do it? We can talk about that, but how do we do it? How does it feel? When you make a choice, how does it feel? If it feels good and it feels aligned, that's a good choice. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting God. Remember, you have the God seed. You're part of God. God became us so we could become Him. We're here to create. We're here to live out our highest ideal. We're constantly creating who we are over and over again. So every time we make a choice, it's telling a lot about, I think, Neil Donald Walsh in Conversations with God, they talk about this, right? We're constantly recreating who we are. And so if you get an idea that you want to be the best version of yourself, if you define that, and if it feels good, then you're creating that, right? Every choice we make, we're expressing who we are. Every choice we make, we're recreating who we are. It's amazing, right? So if you're choosing in fear, if you're choosing in doubt, worry, lack, unworthiness, if you're carrying guilt, you're creating who you are in those low-level emotions. Those are the experiences that you're going to get in life. Remember, your love, you've got to tap into that. Your life is what you think, feel, and believe about it. That's it, guys. We know this, right? Just wanted to kind of review this after the emotional skill. I wanted to really impress this upon you. That thought is the creative seed. Thoughts and beliefs. Remember, beliefs are a thought that you think and think and think and think. And if you keep thinking the same thought, it becomes a belief. So don't worry too much about digging up beliefs and thinking you gotta, oh my God, all these beliefs from childhood, all these beliefs from the trauma and the drama and things like that, guys. You just gotta create new thoughts. Once those new thoughts, and you keep thinking those become a belief, they become natural. They become your nature. They become second nature. That's what you want to do. That's how you create new beliefs over those old bogus beliefs, right? As opposed to focusing on the bogus beliefs, you're just going to get more of that. Create the new beliefs, the new thoughts. Let them become second nature. Love is your first nature. Neil Donald Walsh talks about this. God, in his Conversations with God, that love is our first nature. Our second nature should be those loving thoughts, so we can create the things we want in life, guys. Remember, so how do we do it? What's your highest ideal? What's your highest version of yourself? It's love. It's kindness. It's confidence. It's that ability to get to know what you want in life, right? You shouldn't doubt yourself. Stop doubting God. You're doubting yourself, right? When you have faith in yourself, you have faith in that divinity, guys. When you line up with that, you're in line with it. Let it become second nature, right? If first nature, as Conversations in God says, is love, second nature is that highest ideal, is that expression of that love that you are, that expression of that divinity. We're expressing it every day in the choices I make and the thoughts that we think, right? Thoughts really are the creative seed. Align your thoughts with that highest ideal of you, yeah? And then check on how it feels. That's how you know. That's how you know if the choice is right for you. Stop going back and saying, oh, I don't know if I made the right choice. And how do you know? How do you feel? Right? The other thing is, guys, remember, love feels good. That when things come up in life, we don't have the broader perspective many times. Even when we can meditate, we can align with that divinity, and that can help us get a broader view. But the broadest view is only God knows that. And so events happen, right? Remember, we're co-creators as well. We're co-creating with others. Where there's a mass consciousness. We're creating as a world. So when things come up, it's not the event itself. It's not the experience itself that whether it's good or bad or positive or negative. It's how you react to it. It's how you label it. It's what you think about it. That creates the next experience. So it's those experiences that come up, and I'm going to talk more about this. I think BIEING does a good job in this reality transurfing, and I'll talk more about this idea of coordination, this idea of always looking at, we talked about always looking at outcomes as positive, or certainly not taking a neutral stance and stepping out as the observer. Guys, this is the track you want to get on. This is what we're talking about tonight. I wanted to follow up with this. I wanted to make sure I hit this home, that God gave us the gift of free will, this choice that we get to choose, right? We get to make the choices, and we either get to choose out of fear or we get to choose out of love. And when you choose out of love, those are the things you want. When you choose out of fear, those are things that you don't want in your life. Yeah, and we'll talk more about this. So guys, I wanted to kind of fill that in. Great to be with you this evening. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's me, a caricature of me with a headset. Or anytime throughout the video, there's a Be Something Wonderful in the bottom right-hand corner. Hit the notification button. Be sure to like the video. Guys, until next time, this is Tom Kieran. See you soon.